Hello everyone. Today's topic will be microbiology of food and the factors affecting food spoilage. Food spoilage is a major problem in all societies. It can occur at any point in the course of food production, transport, storage or preparation. Now foods can be preserved by physical, chemical and biological processes. Refrigeration does not significantly reduce microbial populations but only retards spoilage. Chemicals can be added to foods to control the microbial growth. Chemicals such as sugar, salt, and many organic chemicals affect specific group of microorganisms. Food serves as a vehicle for the transfer of the pathogen to the consumer, in whom the pathogen grows and causes disease. Foods can transmit a wide range of diseases to humans. Foods that are consumed raw pose a risk of disease transmission if care is not taken in production, storage, and transport. Without adequate care, major disease outbreaks can also occur because foods travel around the globe in extremely short times. Dairy products, meats, fruits, and vegetables can be fermented. Now, lactic acid bacteria are the principal microbes involved in milk fermentation. Now, let's discuss the factors that affect the growth of microorganisms in foods. Foods, because they are nutrient rich, are excellent environments for the growth of microorganisms. Microbial growth is controlled by two factors: intrinsic factors, or the factors related to the food itself, and extrinsic factors refers to the environment where the food is stored. Now, the intrinsic factors are the pH of food, moisture content, water availability, the physical structure of the food, the available nutrients, and the presence of natural microbial agents. The extrinsic or the environmental factors are temperature, relative humidity, the gases present, that is oxygen, carbon dioxide, and the types and number of microbes present in food. It will be very interesting to know that food composition is a critical intrinsic factor that influences the microbial growth on food. Carbohydrate containing foods such as jams, breads, etc. will have fungal growth rather than bacterial growth on it, and the spoilage will not result in major odors. In contrast, foods which contain high amounts of proteins such as meat, butter, eggs, bacterial growth will predominate, producing a variety of foul odors. You can think of the smell of rotting eggs. In rotten eggs, there is anaerobic breakdown of proteins which yields a very foul-smelling amine compounds, and this process is called putrefaction. Now, let us discuss the intrinsic factors that control the growth of microorganisms on food. pH. The pH of a food is critical because a low pH favors the growth of yeasts and molds, whereas in neutral or alkaline pH foods such as meats, bacteria are more dominant in spoilage. Second, water availability. The availability of water affects the ability of microorganisms to colonize foods. Simply by drying a food, one can control the spoilage process. In case water is present, it can be made less available by adding solutes such as sugar and salt. When large quantities of salt or sugar are added to the food, most microorganisms which are present in the food are dehydrated by the hypertonic or the high concentration, and they cannot grow. But even under these adverse conditions, there are some bacteria like the osmophilic and the xerophilic microorganisms that may spoil food. The osmophilic bacteria grow best in a condition which has high osmotic concentration, whereas xerophilic bacteria prefer a dry environment to grow. The next factor is the physical structure of the food. The physical structure of the food affects the course and extent of spoilage. Grinding and mixing of foods such as in sausage and hamburger not only increase the food surface area, but it also distributes the contaminating microorganisms throughout the food. That results in rapid spoilage if such foods are stored improperly. Vegetables and fruits that have outer skins called peels and rinds can protect them from spoilage. Some spoilage microorganisms have specialized enzymes that help them weaken and penetrate these protective peels and rinds, especially after the fruits and the vegetables have been bruised. The next factor is presence of natural antimicrobial substances. Eggs are rich in the enzyme lysozyme. This enzyme, lysozyme, can lyse the cell walls of contaminating gram-positive bacteria and helps in the prevention of spoilage of food. There are also some herbs and spices such as sage and rosemary that have significant antimicrobial substances. Aldehydic and phenolic compounds inhibit microbial growth, and these are found in cinnamon, mustard, and oregano. There are other important inhibitors such as garlic, which contains allicin, cloves, which have eugenol, and basil, which contains rosmarinic acid. Also, unfermented green teas and black teas have well-documented antimicrobial properties because of their polyphenol contents. These unfermented teas are active against bacteria, viruses, and fungi, and also may have anti-cancer properties. The other factor which controls the microbial growth on food is extrinsic factors or environmental factors. The first point is temperature and relative humidity. Temperature and relative humidity are important extrinsic factors in determining whether a food will spoil or not. At higher relative humidity, microbial growth is initiated more rapidly even at lower temperatures. You can see this especially when refrigerators are not maintained in a defrosted state. When drier foods are placed in moist environments, moisture absorption can occur on the surface of the food, and this will eventually allow the microbial growth on food. This way, foods which are kept in moist environment is spoiled. Next is atmosphere. The atmosphere in which the food is stored is also important. This is especially true with the shrink-wrapped foods because there are many plastic films which allow oxygen diffusion that results in increased growth of surface-associated microorganisms. It is seen that excess carbon dioxide can decrease the pH of the solution in a food and thereby inhibits the microbial growth. Storing meat in a high carbon dioxide atmosphere inhibits gram-negative bacteria, resulting in a population dominated by lactobacilli. Modified atmosphere packaging or MAP. The observation that food storage atmosphere is important has led to the development of this technology. Food here is wrapped in shrink-wrap materials which are largely impermeable to oxygen. Modern shrink-wrap materials and vacuum technology make it possible to package foods with controlled atmospheres. This prolongs the shelf life by a factor of 2 to 5 times when compared to the same product packaged in air. With a carbon dioxide content of 60% or greater in the atmosphere surrounding a food, it is seen that spoilage fungi will not grow, even if low levels of oxygen are present. Recently, it has been found that high oxygen MAP also may be effective. How? This is due to the formation of the superoxide anion inside cells under these conditions. What happens is this superoxide anion is then transformed to highly toxic peroxide and oxygen, and this results in antimicrobial effects. Some products which are currently packaged using this MAP technology are meat, grated cheese, pizza, and coffee. So let's recapitulate and discuss some questions on this topic. You can discuss the answers in the comments section under this video. What are the intrinsic factors that influence food spoilage? What are the effects of food composition on food spoilage? List the antimicrobial agents present in food that prevent spoilage. How does lysozyme enzyme prevent spoilage in eggs? And what are the gases that are involved in MAP? Hope this video was helpful to you. Thank you for watching and listening.